Not a lot of fanfare here with Darkrai at level 70. Darkrai's a good Pokemon. Shout out to Patters. But it's not like an amazing Pokemon. The only thing we can hit it right now with is Ice Punch. We're huge power, so there's a good chance it kills. And if it does, I'm not going to be mad about it. Darkrai's nice to have, but without a bunch of TMs, it's kind of pointless. With pure power, though, I think Ice Punch is probably going to kill this. Maybe not. That's trickling down really slowly. Wow, only did half. I didn't think of this. He's super effective on us. Absolutely beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, for the first time since the last time, it is that time, right about that time, for your favorite Pokemon challenge and mine. My name is Sebastian Todd III. You may call me ST3, and this is the HeartGold Randomizer Nuzlocke here on the channel. We are going to do a quick look at the team, not fully a team recap because we're missing someone here, but you will see what we've done in some grinding between episodes 23 and episode 24. This is episode 24, so if you have enjoyed yourself on this journey so far, please hit the like button down below, and please know that this is the first series, but not the last. So if you are enjoying it, hit the subscribe button. We are only getting started. But between episodes 23 and this one, episode 24, we got Omega, our Mewtwo, with pure power, up to level 71. Now knows Psychic, Psycho Cut, Ice Punch, and Amnesia. We threw on Orion because we're going to need Whirlpool here, Hustle, the ability Bite, Surf, Whirlpool, and Waterfall. We've got Rose, the Roserade, who we also trained up to level 70 because she already knew Grass Whistle, Synthesis, Pedal Dancing, Giga Drain, so that's not changed. Ice Buddy's still there, just got her up to level 70. We have Sunday, the Snorlax, level 53. We have, I should tell you the moves there, Adaptability, the ability, Strength, Amnesia, Crunch, and Belly Drum. Nothing's changed there. Nothing changed with Dander's, Our Latias, Soundproof, Zen Headbutt, Dragon Breath, Fly, and Recover. And then Denny P67, our Rhydon. Nothing's changed there either. Level 50. Still has Water Absorb, Stone Edge, Hammer Arm, Earthquake, and Rock Slide. Easy for me to say. I'm trying to get through it because I feel like sometimes these take forever. We are going to start right here by selling some items, because one of the other big things we did in the grinding was we farmed some heart scales. We have 11 of them right now. But in doing that, we picked up a ton. And I mean a ton. I'm going to say it a third time, a ton of other items. Specifically, look at this. 12 red shards. That's just red so far. 17 yellow shards. 12 green shards. 5 star pieces. We're going to go over here. 30 revives we picked up. We're going to sell all of those because we can't use revives. And we got a ton of max ethers. And while we're going to keep a good amount of these on the team or on the squad just to have them, we'll sell 12 so that we're down to 25. That gets us a good amount of money. We were breaking a ton of rocks and seeing wood, and that is how we got so many random items there. And let's see where we would be at. We don't need that many, I don't think. Let's do, quick math, 68. Because 68 should put us at 150 Ultra Balls. And why are we doing all this? Well, as you probably know, we are 140. My math was off. It's all right. We can grab 10 more. We are going after these level 70 legendaries. So I wanted somebody at level 70. Why not Mewtwo? 71 gets Psychic anyway, so it just made sense to bump Mewtwo up. And like I said, Roserade already had. What am I doing? I want to look at full restores. We have 8. We'll get 2 more. Yeah, Roserade already had Grass Whistle, which is going to make it so much easier to put a Pokemon to sleep, hopefully, with some status. So that's what we're going to start with here today, is going to get that encounter. And then we got a couple more encounters we can get, and I'm guessing this is going to be an encounter-heavy episode. We're going to try to keep this a little bit shorter because we've gone long. And our episode 24 reminder, drink your water, recycle your bottles. You will see me finish this throughout this episode, I'm sure. And once I do, I will be at over 100 ounces of water consumed today, so I will probably switch to Gatorade by episode's end. And if I seem a little out of breath, it's because I literally just snuck in a quick, literally just a 5-minute ride on the Peloton to keep a streak going, and set a PR on it. I didn't take it lightly. I set my little PR, rode a little over 1.5 miles in 5 minutes. So yeah, feeling a little winded still, but wanted to get that done. I wanted to get an episode recorded today behind the scenes. This is Friday. Happy Friday. For you all watching this, it is Saturday, so happy Saturday to you all. But I know that tomorrow I will need some time to try to edit this video and get it uploaded. And then, of course, record Sunday and Monday's episodes tomorrow, but I wanted to get an episode in today and more behind the scenes. It's roughly 11:30 at night here, where I am as I'm recording. So, like I said, I really just wanted to sneak it in before the day got away from me. I spent a lot of this evening grinding up Mewtwo and Roserade, and for a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yesterday, I spent most of the day farming all those heart scales and all the other items we got doing it. I did grind up Banette a little bit, which is weird, I know. Banette is still hanging out in the PC. But I was trying to figure out the best way we can maybe kind of sort of guarantee ourselves a lucky egg. If we can get Thief, Switcheroo, or Trick, which I forgot about until I was doing some more research. But if we can get a Pokemon with Trick, we could get encounter all those Chansey there on the coast of Cianwood, technically Route, I think, 41, right by Cianwood. But the Chanseys have a 5% chance of holding a lucky egg. So if we could have Thief or Switcheroo or even Trick on a Pokemon, boom, we get ourselves a lucky egg by grinding there, which is where we've been grinding. Banette was at level 6. I think we got her to level 22, and I'm like, this is taking forever. I would rather just keep getting Mewtwo and Roserade up so that we could come right after this legendary Pokemon here that we are hopefully going to add to the team. Now, if it's something that's not great, maybe we'll just put it out of its misery and move on. There's another fossil we can revive when we're back in Kanto. But yeah, I thought this would be a good way to start off the episode, so put the work in. Sometimes that's all life takes, is we just got to be willing to put the effort in, and I want the series to go well, so happy to put the effort in for the series. I was watching back some of the first few episodes, and there's one specifically, I don't know what episode it was, maybe it's episode 5 or something like that, where the audio is very unsynced, and it's almost unbearable, to be honest. So if you sat through that, I apologize. Not a lot of fanfare here with Darkrai at level 70. Darkrai's a good Pokemon. Shout out to Patters. But it's not like an amazing Pokemon. The only thing we can hit it right now with is Ice Punch. We're huge power, so there's a good chance it skills. And if it does, I'm not going to be mad about it. Darkrai's nice to have, but without a bunch of TMs, it's kind of pointless. With pure power, though, I think Ice Punch is probably going to kill this. Maybe not. That's trickling down really slowly. Wow, only did half. I didn't think of this. He's super effective on us. Thank goodness he went for a sleep move. Thank goodness he went for a sleep move. Let's see if it tries to do something because of the sleep. No, it goes for Haze. I mean, this would be one with heart scales. We can get Feint Attack, which would be Stab, so that wouldn't be terrible. Double Team's not going to help with Grass Whistle not having super high accuracy to begin with. I say that and we hit it for a shot, so we'll take that. Excuse me. We're going to try the Giga Drain while we got it asleep and see if we can get it to the red. I don't think Giga Drain's going to do enough damage to knock out the Darkrai. But a crit will. All right, well, we're not going to lose sleep over that. No offense to Patters or any Darkrai lovers. Not the end of the world, not catching a Darkrai, and we have a level 70 now on the team, so pretty sure we do had an escape rope. So we will escape out of here. We are going to go right back in though, because once the repel wears off, we can get the actual Whirl Islands encounter. Excuse me. Well, I didn't really want to jump that, but I did it anyway, so. Well, now I'm going away, I don't know. I know how to get to the legendary and back out pretty quickly. I don't know what ladder I'm really going down here, but we'll figure this out. We'll make it an adventure. Oh. This was convenient. Oh, maybe it's not convenient. I thought this was bringing us right where I knew. Alright, anyway. Here is our encounter. It's not our encounter. We have Eradicate, as the little Pokeball there shows. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a Repel back up, and we're going to find a place in here that we can fish. Because we have a Super Rod, which will give us a level 40. And we'll hope that it's something big and powerful and worth catching at level 40. Presuming we can figure our way out of here. Let's see. Is this one that has some water right beside us? Yeah. Awesome. Sometimes it's just as good to be lucky. And we got lucky there. So let's use the Super Rod. Let's see if we can get a good level 40 encounter, something that's closer to the rest of the team. Hard to see that little exclamation point above Roserade, but we did. We saw it, and it is. Excuse me. It's a legendary. It is a Deoxys. Don't think I've ever had a Deoxys on the team. So let's put this to sleep if we can. Good to know that it has Pursuit. And Knockoff. I'm afraid because we're 30 levels higher that we'll kill it. That's my fear. And Deoxys might be fun to have as a backup. Heaven forbid something ever happened to Mewtwo, but let's see. We'll go into Danders. I hope Deoxys doesn't wake up too quickly, but I think maybe Dragon Breath. I don't know. I have a seeking suspicion that Dragon Breath won't do as much. I was wrong. I was way, way wrong. Maybe Deoxys has bad special. Alright, well, this did not go the way we hoped. We encountered two legends and we caught neither of them. Oh, I didn't mean to go down. We wanted to go out. That's okay. We got a bunch of encounters coming up today. We got a pretty stacked team to begin with. That is for sure. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to come before we go back into Kanto to get our encounters there. We are going to come here to Blackthorn. Because in, I believe, our last episode it was, we caught ourselves an Eevee. Yeah, at level 22. We caught ourselves an Eevee. We're going to bring Eevee into the action here. And we will. Who do we sit right the moment? We'll sit Roserade for the time being. Not that big a deal. Roserade might be worth keeping around right now because of Grass Whistle. Do like an encounter heavy episode, and then when we go into actual battles, we can adjust the team as necessary. But we have not really had a fire type, no offense to Magby, who's been chilling out there without a Magmorizer. Magmortarizer? However you say it. Where did the Firestone go? There's the Firestone. So let's get ourselves a Flareon. And I know you might have thought, wow, 11 heart scales is kind of a random number. If you were doing all that, why stop at 11? Like, well, I wanted 10, but I also know that Flareon is past most of its good fire moves. I mean, a lot of them don't come till the 70s. So I wanted to get one extra heart scale that we could use on Flareon right now because I believe, if my research is correct, that Flareon will be able to learn Fire Fang. Let us see. Ember, Fire Fang. It has minus, which isn't good, but it doesn't hurt us. We will get rid of Takedown because of the residual damage. I know it's a pretty strong move, but we'd rather have Fire Fang there. And there's our heart scale. While we're here, we might as well, right? I don't think Mewtwo's going to have anything worth adding. Yeah, it does not. I mean, we could have kept Miracle Eye, but I was thinking we have Ice Punch right now, so we're not too worried about a Dark type. Let's see, anything fun that Snorlax might learn? Looks like no. We may have done this before, too, for some of these Pokemon, but let's see about Danders, Psywave. Yeah. Oh, alright, so it is. Yes, give up. Right, so it really is just getting Flareon. Fire Fang, but we've done that. We now have a fire type we can add as necessary, or when we're ready for it. With that in mind, let's go get some more encounters back in Kanto, because we skipped a couple. We'll grab Roserade back out. We'll heal up because I think Mewtwo's still sleeping, and we'll go get a handful of encounters. Maybe take on a couple gyms while we're at it. Might be unfair to use Omega in some of the gyms because level 70, but my counterpoint to that would be if we'd caught the Darkrai or any legendary that would have, spawned there, we'd have a level 70 anyway. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. And the levels in Kanto were stupid. The gyms are all going to be decent levels, 40s, 50s, for the most part. But nothing going to be super strong. Where is their Tentacruel? We don't need Whirlpool ever again, so hopefully, no offense, that is the last we will see of our Omastar, but we appreciate the help and the effort. And so we've encountered what? Reggie was we've encountered two Reggies. I don't remember which ones. Reggie Rock, I'm pretty sure, but I don't remember if it was Steel or Regice. Excuse me. And we didn't catch either one because we didn't want them to explode on us. We were way too low level at the time. We encountered the Rayquaza and didn't use the Master Ball, ended up taking the Rayquaza down. We then did use the Master Ball on Mewtwo, which was the right call. It's pure power. Hindsight 2020, that was the right decision. And then we missed out on Darkrai and Deoxys. So we are, what, 1 of 5 on Legend? Oh, Articuno. Voltorb isn't bad. We don't, without a Thunderstone, we don't have a great option at an electric type if we need one for some reason. Of course, we're getting into the part of this playthrough where if we're finding out now that we need a strong certain type, it's probably too late to have it on the team because we're probably facing whatever it is it would be good against. Which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. 1 shake, 2 shake, 3 shake. First ball, Bassy. This is why we grab Rose real quick. Throw the Voltorb in the box asleep, but we will take Voltorb and Electrode. And I don't know much about electricity other than that Mr. Benjamin Franklin flew a kite and got electrocuted. So we will name Voltorb after Franklin. So we battled that one down there. that one gym so far. We will fish here, see what we can get here. We can battle all these trainers. There's a bunch of trainers down below, and there's another area down there. I don't think we can fish, but there's some more grass. We can get an encounter there. Electabuzz. I don't think that we have the Electabuzz item to get the evolved form, but worth going for sure. Could be a good mon if we can get lucky. And like we said, sometimes being lucky is better than good. Alright. Electabuzz is asleep. I was thinking about this the other day. First ball Bassy, twice today. Alright, so as long as it's not a legendary, we're doing alright. If it's a legendary, we are Mewtwo and the rest of the field. That's not true. We caught Danders too. We caught our Latias. I have always named this Buzz, probably because of like Buzz Cola. If you're a fan of that, is the Simpsons. You'll get that. We haven't even picked up this item over here. Because say, how funny would that be if that's a Master Ball and we just skip by it the first time? But I was thinking about this the other day. I got in a rabbit hole of. I don't usually plan out what I'm going to talk about, but I was like, I want to bring this up in a video. So I got in a little rabbit hole in music, which I do far too frequently. And one of the artists I ended up listening to more was Halsey, whom I like. We were actually supposed to go see Halsey back in 2020, and the band Churches. Because I love Churches. My wife likes Halsey. Like, not her favorite artist, but like likes Halsey. I like Halsey. It was going to be a great time. 2020 happened, pandemic, concert. Eventually got rescheduled and everything, but we ended up getting refunded and all that fun stuff. I'm going to go switch out. Well, we'll keep Roserade on real quick, I guess, and go get that last encounter down below. But anyway, I was listening to her again the other night and really enjoyed it, and I kind of was wondering, what stopped me? Like, where? I know I have eclectic music taste. I'm all over the place. So, what kind of got me off of listening to Halsey? And then I kind of realized it's not that I stopped listening to Halsey, it's that I started listening to Dua Lipa. And it was almost, the thought I had was, it was kind of like, all right, well, it's a cherub. I'm going to run from this encounter. I know Dupe's Claws and all that fun stuff, but we have so many grass types, it's just not worth it. We never healed. We're still asleep. That's okay. We're not going to worry about it. We're going to take the Amulet coin from Danders. And we're going to put that on Mewtwo. But it's kind of, to me, like Pokemon. You have a decent water type, right? Like Cruella's on here. And we like ourselves Tentacruel. But if at some point I actually take the time and I train up our Walrein would probably replace Cruella, not because Cruella is bad, but because we've only got 6 slots on the team, right? We can only keep 6 Pokemon on the actual team at any one time. So, just to kind of had that same thought of like, Dua Lipa fills that role for me right now in my musical kind of playthrough. When I'm looking for that kind of pop, great beats, it's usually Dua Lipa right now that I go to. And I think that's part of why I've listened to less Halsey, but definitely great to get back into some Halsey music and listen. Like I said, I like everything, or most everything. I'm not a super duper huge fan of like new country. I think a lot of new country is trying too hard to be pop music. I like some old country. There are some current artists that I do enjoy. Luke Combs, who we're going to see this summer. I like Zach Brown Band, especially their earlier stuff. But outside of that, like rock, pop, I'll listen to a lot of that. Handful of rap artists that I'm a big fan of. That I say big fan, but I enjoy enjoy the songs that I enjoy. And my wife likes to kind of look at me like I'm ridiculous when I try to rap along because I'm not a rapper, but mostly rock and roll and some pop. on the side. That's kind of my go-to area there. But um, yeah, it's just fun to sometimes get in that musical rabbit hole and find stuff that you've either not listened to before or not listened to recently, and really just enjoy it again. Part of that too is there's a great collaboration between Halsey and 30 Seconds to Mars called Love is Madness, um, which got me back on a 30 Seconds to Mars kind of little, rabbit hole and binge. So if you're into that kind of music, really enjoyed that. Really enjoy that song. Found a video on YouTube of them performing it together, which was great. But I just love when things like that happen. And a lot of times, whether you're on YouTube or Spotify or um, wherever you get your music, to be fair, I've never used Apple Music. No offense, I'm not an Apple guy. I know a lot of those places will have a like a recommendation thing, and one of my favorite kind of versions of that or rabbit holes of that is I'm a huge fool with Dialga. Um, I'm a fan of the band Flyleaf, and years ago oh man, this is probably I don't know 7, 8 years ago, 9 years ago. I was listening to Flyleaf, and this might do some damage because it is super effective and it is special rather than physical. But we are super effective as well, so this should do better damage because we're higher level. Anyway, I was watching some Flyleaf videos on YouTube. There we go. And it recommended to me, hey, if you like this, you should check out this other band, which is, I believe, called Fireflight. Flyleaf, Fireflight. They're like a Christian rock band, and I did enjoy it. Like I'd heard the name, I think I'd heard a couple of songs, but I'd never really gotten into them. Fireflight, yep. And really just started loving that music, and then went on a binge of watching, 10, 12, 40 videos in a row, whatever it was. And that's when YouTube was like, hey, if you're liking this, you should listen to this band called The Letter Black. And I'd never heard of The Letter Black. But again, kind of more on the Christian rock side, and really got into that. Went down that rabbit hole. And from there, it mentioned, oh, well, if you like this, you might like this band called Icon for Hire. And that's how I got introduced to Icon for Hire. And you may have seen down below, but the iconic hat, which is Icon for Hire, um, just fell head over heels for that band. Their message, the music, the people, Sean and Ariel, are phenomenal, and ended up seeing them. I think I've seen them now 4 times in concert, VIP every time, and just rocked out. Had so much fun at their concerts. Love going. Highly recommend. I think I've said this before, but I highly recommend it. But all from just following the recommendations on YouTube. There's a band. I think they only actually really did one album. I check once in a while to see if there's more music. But there was a band called The Colorist that I was recommended on, I think it was Spotify, years and years and years ago. And really enjoyed that album. It was fun. It was playful. I remember at the time seeing something online written about them, and they referred to the band as math pop, and I don't know what that means, but loved it. Just love that music. So as far as I know, you can still get their music. I've got the CD, but you can also find it on Spotify. Last I knew. But just fun stuff like that I love doing. So if you've got, let's make this the comment question of the day. If you've got a band or a musical artist that you think I should check out, no matter the genre, let me know. Drop it in the comments down below. Like I said, I love music, so I want to listen to everything that you can throw at me. I'm down. What we're going to do is we're going to quickly get on the bike because we are done with all these trainers. Let's hope the rappel, it does, holds out for this. All right, we're going to put Roserade up for good, not good, but for real this time because we've got some more trainers we can battle. And I think we'll take on a gym real quick, and then we'll call that the day here on this episode. So I wanted to move, but we'll deposit Roserade into box 2. And then let's take out Flareon. Let's get ourselves a little fire type on the team because we haven't used one yet. Just quickly, what do they have? Thunder Punch, Shockwave, Discharge with Drizzle, which actually would help if it gets Thunder. That's intriguing. Alright, so we will move Flareon onto the team. Easy for me to say. And let's heal. Did I heal before? I don't remember. Let's heal. Let's battle these handful of trainers in the route above us. Then we'll head up to, I believe that is Saffron. We will take on, I believe that is Sabrina up there. Then in the next episode, there's a ton of trainers we can start battling. So we battle that trainer. This is a double battle. Who is second for us? Cruella. Let us switch in. Yeah, let's switch in Sunday the Snorlax. So as I know, that's over 100 ounces for me today. I will be, for the remainder of this episode, I can get that ball to stay up with the fan. I will be switching to Gatorade Zero, not sponsored by Gatorade. Happy to be if you wanted to. Sponsor a new YouTuber whose episode 5 was terrible. Yeah, leave a comment below. I think we were talking about music before I sidetracked myself. Because I will listen to almost anything. And really just enjoy listening to music, getting into it. I love, I think I've said this before, but for audiobooks specifically, or more so, I should say, not specifically, but I love listening to autobiographies, especially ones read by the author. It's like Dave Grohl's book. Ariel has a book, Turn Your Pain into Art. Highly recommend that. A little bit further away, my signed copy right there. Weird to see the lamp there in the background. I've read the book, but I've also loved listening to Ariel kind of talk about it. Will Smith's book was fun. But just sometimes the behind the scenes of how they, make the music, some of the thoughts that go into it. And sometimes it's not even about that. Sometimes the books are about just themselves and the stories of how they got to where they got, which is always good too. But when you get those moments, those glimpses into the process and the mindset that they all had, I find that super intriguing. As somebody who writes, I write some poetry, I've written some short stories, wrote a short screenplay. That I want to dig back up because, literally, as the pandemic was getting ready to break, I was in talks with somebody to, not make money off of it, but was in talks with a director of smaller things, music videos. She's actually in a band herself. About possibly selling off my screenplay, and then pandemic came and that all fell apart. And they're off doing other things now, but I feel like that's a screenplay that I'm not going to say is going to bog anybody's mind, but I think it's something that I could sell to someone. Someone could make it. It'd be a 10-minute movie, maybe 15-minute movie, but something I'm really proud of, and it's kind of a goal of mine to say, yeah, I created that, I wrote that, and so as somebody who's creative and writes a lot, I've often joked that my writing career is probably going to be more like Emily Dickinson's, where people know I write, people have seen some of it will pop up here and there, but really I'll get more famous after I'm gone in hopefully 100 years. Because people are going to go through, my estate or whatever and find all these notebooks with all these thoughts and these starts and stops. I often joke the reason that I have a lock on my phone, I've got nothing to hide on my phone except voice memos of like song ideas. I don't play any instruments, but I've got a handful of song ideas that, oh, this chorus came to me, or this verse, or like this whole song just like happened or whatever. So I sing it into the phone, and it'll never go. I can't say it will never go anywhere. Never say never, but I don't know if I'll ever feel confident enough in my self-written stuff. Like, yeah, let me find a way to make this happen. But it's also fun to listen to people who have been there, done that, and hear about their mindset, their process. I'm Licky Licky must be bulky because I know Ice Punch isn't stab, but we're pure power. That's physical. We're 24 levels higher, and Licky Licky lived on 1. That's pretty fantastic for Licky Licky. This also might work out well because, as you can hear, I'm clearly losing my voice in this episode. So here's hoping that by tomorrow, because I need to record 2 tomorrow, I've got some kind of a voice to get through the 2 episodes. But I know my wife will joke about me losing my voice not being a bad thing. Because I talk. I've said this before, I think, in this series, but part of the reason I'm doing this is because I love it. I love watching it. I've actually got a YouTube video pause so that when I wrap up recording, I can kind of watch that as I unwind. But I was going to Cruella. I went to Sunday. It'll be fine. I know Monferno is super effective against us. I'm gonna pray. Oh boy, am I gonna pray. Close combat's gonna do damage. I know it's lower level and it's not fully evolved, but well, thankfully the defense fell. I think strength might take it down. But after recording, I'll watch a original 151 YouTube video. But yeah, but otherwise, like, I love doing this because I love watching it. I love playing Pokemon. I talk all the time. I talk to myself. I talk to appliances. And some people are like, well, it's fine to talk to yourself as long as you don't talk back. I talk back. And any of my family members can tell you that. Most of my friends can tell you that. Sometimes you'll just be in a different room and all of a sudden you'll hear something and it's me talking to myself. And a lot of times it's psyching myself up. It's weird things like I'll think the refrigerator door when it closes itself. Like you open it enough and it like pulls itself back or whatever. Just easy little things like that I don't know. I take solace in and try to be as thankful as I can. My wife actually said to me the other day, and I take this as a huge compliment coming from her because she's around me more than anybody else is. So she sees the highs and the lows. But I think we're actually talking about this series. I was actually doing I think I was editing the Elite Four episode at the time. I was having some issues, and I'm not. Hey, we get a chance to use potential here. Our Flareon. But she was like, does it ever fluster you? I'm like, no, because I'm learning. Like, I don't know what I'm doing yet. So I can't get mad at like it not working because I don't know how to do it to begin with. So it's just, all right, well, this way didn't work. Let me see if I try it this way. Let me see if I do this. And I hope you guys like that one, specifically the Elite Four, because I really put a lot of effort. Hey, look at that. We took that in the gym. But she said, you don't get flustered a lot, do you? And I said, no, it's not a way I like to live. I like to it's cool, calm, and collected. And then even with these, like in the episode, we might lose a Pokemon and you kind of feel down about it. You're like, oh man, I probably could have done this or that. But you know what? We end the episode or we end that recording for that day. The next day, it's just like, all right, on to the next thing. Because that's what life is, right? We're going to have days. I think there's a really great clip on, I've seen it in Reels, I've seen it on YouTube, I've seen it on TikTok, of Tom Hanks talking about this too shall pass. Good things happening, this too shall pass. Bad things happening, this too shall pass. Like, there's no high, there's no low that won't eventually pass. And sometimes it takes longer than others. But I try to live my life thinking like, hey, you know what? If I come into it positive, trying to be as happy as I can about it, trying to be as supportive for others as I can, then that's half the battle right there. That's just my mindset of. And don't get me wrong, I get flustered, I get shaken up at times, but I try not to let it be what defeats me because that's just no fun. Um, let's see, we're at the 40-minute mark. I've been talking so much at this that we're at the 40-minute mark. I could have just wrapped up right there. Nice clean cut way to end it off and all that fun stuff at 40-minute mark. Me not having much of my voice tonight. But you know what I'm going to do instead is we're going to come up here. We're going to grab Rosemary back out of the box. Our Mon catching Mon. And we're going to get 2 more encounters, which are pretty much not the last 2, but the last 2 for a bit. I'll say it that way. And let's sit Flareon and then move Roserade to the top. You know what we should do? Well, we've got a split second here. Just go through Protector, right? We're not going to use the Protector. Because we don't know what Rhyperior's move or ability is, but we know it is not. Well, we know it's not Truant. We know it's not Slow Start. Well, we don't think it's Slow Start because it did. Did it even touch us? The big thing is we know it's not. We know it's not Water Absorb. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Route 25 is up here. We won't go battle all those trainers right now. We will save that for the next episode, but we will get this encounter, and then we'll get the other encounter we can get right here for Cerulean. Not well, Register's fine too, but it doesn't really help us since the bike's there first and foremost. All right, let's get this encounter, and then one more. We'll wrap up after that. It's a Shinx! Aww. All right. We've got a couple of electric types in the back that we might use. We had a Luxio, who was, I believe, the first Mon that we lost. So that is a dupe. So we're going to re-encounter and see if we can get something a little bit better here. Not better, but something, I don't know, something else. Let's say it that way. Not something better, but something else. Because Luxray is a great Pokemon. We've got nothing against them. Vaporeon! We will take that. We're going to start building our Eevee team. We've got Flareon. We've got Umbreon. Umbreon's got a bad ability, though, with Normalize. Maybe this has... What did Flareon have? Did Flareon have minus? Maybe this has plus. Put them both on the team. No offense to Cruella, but Vaporeon might be a better water type and a little bit easier to get to level 50 than our friend Walrein. And this is going to be hard to weaken because of all the grass moves we have. Triple Jiggle. So hopefully we can catch it just by putting it to sleep. And not having to switch out and see if we can get a move here, a move there. Two balls! That's all it takes. Second Ultra Ball, and we got ourselves a Vaporeon. Wonderful. You know what? I was going to name it Mermaid, which I've done before. But let's name it after the mermaid, since my name is Sebastian. And we'll name it Ariel, not to be confused with Ariel from Icon for Hire. Ariel, the mermaid, because of the little tail there for Vaporeon. Let us quickly put up a repel. So that we can. So that we can surf on down to Funky Town. Boom, cerulean. Let us break out the old fishing rod again. Because a bad day fishing is still better than a good day working, or whatever that saying is. Ooh, funky beat on that one. I wish I could sync this audio up better for you to hear it. Knocked Owl. We won't sleep on Knocked Owl. We don't really have a flying type. We've been using Latios as our flying type, so we won't complain. Air Slash will do something, but we're high enough level. I'm not too worried about it. I always saw in Gen 2 when they introduced Noctowl, they introduced the two birds, Noctowl and Zatu. And I like both of them. I think they have really cool designs, especially Zatu. I think Zatu looks a little bit cooler than Noctowl, no offense to Noctowl. My knock is that I thought Noctowl should be a dark type because it's a night, they introduced Dark in Gen 2. First ball Bassie again. So we are we caught 4 of our 6 encounters today, right? No, 4 of our 7 because we just ran away from Therum. But this one, if you are familiar with the commercial, you know. The real ones know. The OGs know, right? And by that I mean people even older than all of us combined. We can name it Mr. Owl because we want to know how many licks it takes to get to the center of the Tootsie Roll Pop. But I'll quickly finish up this thought. I thought it should be Dark type because Zatu is psychic and flying. Have the dark and flying, and that'd be kind of a cool juxtaposition between the two birds that were introduced in Kanto or in Johto, but not the case. Unfortunately, they just made it a normal and flying type. It has a lot of psychic moves too. So, and I know I'm not the only Poke Trooper who said stuff like that, but I 100% agree and have those same thoughts. And sometimes that's okay. So before I forget in the next episode, because who knows what I'll be thinking tomorrow when we load or how much of a voice we'll have, let us go grab Flareon back. We will. Ooh, it's got a Roar Beam too. All right. Yeah, we're going to put Inner Focus. Yeah. I think that helps us not get critted, so we're okay with that. So we will do this. And then the next episode, we will take on a bunch of trainers up to the north, maybe a bunch of trainers down south. There is another legendary once we get all of that done. Complete the gym and all that. So maybe if we push ourselves in the next episode, we can get there, but we'll find out tomorrow. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, until next time.